Hi kids, it's Lori from Nourish. It is a little afternoon on Wednesday, August the 2nd, and this is take two because I was halfway through this video and the battery was exhausted in my camera. So, the perils of creating a YouTube video. What I have here, I'll give you this short and sweet, is some eggplant that I'm frying in some coconut oil. It was covered with just a little bit, a light coating of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. And you could probably do it just with the coconut oil. I think I may, before it's over with, add some salt and pepper. And I am going to have that with some leftover hummus that I took on my recent camping/yoga trip up close to the UP in Michigan. I had prepared food and prepared more than I needed. So I'm going to have some of this delicious hummus with my eggplant. It is garbanzo beans and cannellini beans. I mixed the two together to create my hummus. There's a little bit of paprika on top there. I've got some raw veggies I'm going to have with it. There's my coconut oil that I used for frying. And what I think I'm going to try to do is hold this steady and flip these guys over, give them a check, and see how we're doing. So I'm going to have this for lunch in a minute. Ooh, that's getting nice and brown. Looks good. And I wanted to tell you where I got this eggplant from. I wish I had a picture of the whole eggplant before I started getting it ready to cook. It was a lovely, flawless purple eggplant. And got that yesterday, somewhere between Goshen and Elkhart, at a pretty large farm stand. I love to buy local. We are so blessed in this part of the country to have the Amish farmers nearby, and for veggies and meat and fruit as well. And we're also super duper close to Michigan, where I live here in South Bend, Indiana. And you know, you cross the state line and you're in fruit heaven. Grapes and wineries, they go with the grapes. Berries, apples, peaches, pears, you name it, we've got it. So this is my lunch. Some eggplant, not all of that, some of that. And some of my hummus and veggies. And then also today what I've been working on is germinating and drying some nuts and seeds for a trail mix that I make. I can't seem to get away from the original recipe because it's so darn good. So what I do is I soak raw almonds, raw pecans, I've got raw unsalted pumpkin seeds, and raw unsalted sunflower seeds. I soak them individually in their own bowl overnight in some salt water, rinse them, put them out on my sheets, and I put them in the lowest setting my oven will go. Mine is 170 degrees. In the raw food world, that would be considered about 20 degrees too hot, but what can I say? That's all the stove will do. So I dry them out. About every 45 minutes, I will turn them over, and then I'm going to let them cool here on the pans, which they're already pretty much there. And then I'll put them in a bowl with raisins and some dark chocolate chunks, or dark chocolate chips, and make up a very delicious trail mix that I've gotten rave reviews on. Better go back here and check the eggplant. Don't want to burn it. Ooh, looking good. Looking good. Okay. Anyway, back to the trail mix. By soaking them overnight in salt water, you are increasing the nutrient content, and because it releases enzymes that would make the nuts and seeds harder to digest. So you're making them much easier for your body to digest and assimilate, and the nutrient content has been boosted. So it's a great old, recipe of trail mix, and you can use any kind of nuts and you can use any kind of seeds. My only advice would be make sure they're raw, unsalted, organic if possible. My dark chocolate chips, I go with the dark chocolate because the antioxidant level is higher and the nutrients are higher. And then raisins, you could use dried cranberries, you could cut up dates, you could do anything you want. I think I'm going to turn off the burner on this because it's looking really good. So that is what's going on here today, and I'm going to turn this off in a minute and sit down and enjoy the fruits of my labor. So talk to you soon. Have a nourishing day. Do something today to nourish yourself in some way. Body, mind, spirit, whatever, or all of those. That would be ideal. And on that note, I'm going to scoop up some hummus and say, see you next time. Goodbye.